Hey, yo, peace, peace. It's your man, El Joe's. Coming right back at you with some of that real talk real fast. Hey, the people have won. You guys asked me to do a video about Baphomet, and I shall do it. Now, before we go into this here, if you can, please hit like, man, so we can get this thing going. And then leave a comment. And also, if you can, man, if you find it in yourself, if your people do understand, repost this bad boy. But I understand we talking about Baphomet, and a lot of people, they're going to be like, man, I don't want my family to know about this here. But in all honesty, I'm just telling you about something that's just a symbol that represents the best of you, or you becoming your best. Now, we know, man, that the Church of Satan, or the Saturn ones, they got their hands on this symbol and they turn it into something that it's not. But throughout history, or those who have been studying the esoterics, you come to find out that most of the things that they told you were wrong for you were the things that were absolutely right for you. They gave you a crooked understanding of things, but now that you are standing upright or that you are growing up and becoming more mature, more spiritually mature, and you are standing more upright, you're starting to get a full understanding. So hopefully, man, I can give you something new on the science of Baphomet. If not, let's just have fun talking about it. So let's kick the Willy Bobo. Okay, what we're dealing with here, we're going to deal with the symbol of Baphomet. We're going to go with it. I believe that we're going to start from head to toe, if that is a thing. Now, earlier this week, someone asked me about my checkered floor. And my checkered floor represents both day and night. It represents the duality of existence. And basically, that's what this thing is right here. And I could just turn this thing off and be like, you got the science of it. It just represents duality. But I'm not going to do that to you. We're going to jump right on into this thing, and we're going to start from the top. Now, the very first thing that you see at the top of this thing, you see this torch. Now, the torch always represents what? Illumination. Do I need to go on any further? I don't think so. Now, when you also look, you see these horns coming out. Now, if you've been kicking it with me and you've been rocking it with me, you know when I say the wings, or when I point back to that the symbol of Imperial 33, this represents, whenever you see this symbol right here, it represents the descending consciousness of God. A triangle pointing down represents the descending consciousness of God. So those horns represents the God of the divine intelligence coming down within and bringing forth the enlightenment, the torch. Now also, what do you see? You see the 5-point star. What does the 5-point star represent in esoterics? Come on, y'all. Come on to my Wiccans out there. You know, y'all my family. The 5-point star represents the 5 elements. You're dealing with air. You're dealing with water. You're dealing with fire. You're dealing with earth. And you're dealing with number 5, the ether, or some call it spirit. Now, what else do you see? You see it has a goat head. Now, some people say that the goat represents the greatest of all times. Yes, that is the truth, but let me take you further back. The goat represents God over all things, talking about the divine God and presence, or the God that you truly are. You put that ahead of all things. Now, also, let me look around. Also, when you're dealing with the symbol of Baphomet, you're dealing with a duality, like I said. So you're dealing with your animal nature, and you're dealing with your human nature as well. Now, what does this represent? What is another symbol of this here? The cross. Right. The cross represents your human nature, which gives you the ability to stand upright, but it also represents your animal nature, because animals often work on all fours, and they are horizontal, like dogs. And snakes, they go this way, but the human walks upright. Duality, other meanings as well. Now let's go down. What else do you see? You see the wings. Now, what do the wings represent? The wings represent your ability to fly past human limitations. It represents your ability to leave and fly onto higher dimensions. Your wings. Like they say, one day you're going to get your wings, yeah. Now, also, you see this moon, the crescent moon. You see the waxing moon, and you see the winging moon. I believe that's how you say it. Those moons represent the incoming of a new era and the outgoing of an old era. Let's continue. Am I going too fast? Well, okay. But let's continue. You see the doggone breast. Now, I don't know if this is a Mandela effect or what, or if they changed this or what. Back in the days, it used to be just one breast and a flat chest as a male. But somehow this thing has changed. And like I said, I don't know if it's a duality. I don't know if it's a Mandela effect or maybe something just changed about it. But this represents the masculine and the feminine that exists within you. Now, the masculine part of you is the part that picks up the shovel, digs the hole, and lays the bricks. But the feminine side of you is the part that sits back, gets a piece of paper, and draws out what needs to be done. The feminine part of you is the artistic side of you, but the doggone masculine side of you is the side of you that gets things done. We're still dealing with duality, y'all, and we're dealing with you becoming a perfect being. Now let's continue. Now, what else do you see? You will see the caduceus within the in the middle right there with the snake going just like here. Now, some people say, well, that's not the caduceus because where's the wings? Boy, open your eyes. I'm standing right in the middle of the wings. Now, in the years ago, like I said, I don't know if this is a Mandela effect or what, but this right here in the middle, that used to be an erection. And they would show it on the picture, but they turned it into something else. But it represents good health, and it represents the rising of the Kundalini energy, and it represents your fleetness as well. Fleetness meaning that your ability to get things done at a quick time, at a quick space. And whenever a male can have a perfect, that represents that he's healthy. Whenever that thing ain't, something's wrong with you, better go to the doctor or cleanse yourself. Now, what else do you see? You see the arch. What does the arch represent? Without me going too deep into the esoterics, the arch represents the completion, like the beginning of the knowledge and the end of the knowledge. It represents you getting the knowledge or you completing a deed. Now let's continue. I'm sorry that this is taking so long. Now you see the goat's feet, still again represent the animal nature and represent the human nature, representing the male and representing the female. Now look at the arm. You got one arm up like this here. And what does it say? It says solve on the arm, like dissolve, solve, dissolve. It means to break down the elements. Now over here, pointing down to the earth, like this, you have this arm, and it says kugugula or kugugulate. I can't remember because I can't see. You know what I'm saying? I have to go by memory. I believe it says kugugula. Now, kugugula actually means the clotting of the blood, to bring together. Now, this is you manipulating the elements. You're bringing down the elements, you know what I'm saying, dissolving, bringing down the elements, and then you're bringing them together, pointing it down onto the earth. It's just that simple. There's no hocus pocus to it. It's just that someone took it and then they demonized it so they can take it away from you. Now, let me say one more thing. The name Baphomet, you're supposed to say it like this. Baphomet. Now, as time goes by and we build our temple or our priesthood, I'm going to give you an understanding on what parts of the brains and what parts of your body that those tones affect. But anyway, this is your man, L. Judge. It took me 10 minutes to do this here, man. I'm sorry for wasting your time. I hope I didn't waste your time. But please hit like, leave a comment, share, and tell me what you think about this.